Hello everyone. Today I want to provide a short introduction of Huey Long. Around 90 years ago, American people were suffering the impact of Great Depression and looking for a political solution to bring this country out of economic crisis. Even we know that Franklin D. Roosevelt will carry out a series of policies called New Deal, and which made him become one of the most influential American presidents in history. Back to the uncertain moment of 1932, FDR just won the presidential campaign against Herbert Hoover and was confronted with lots of challenges. One of these challenges is our protagonist today, Huey Long. Before Huey Long stepped into the political world of Louisiana, it was occupied by local bureaucracy and large corporations like Standard Oil. The extremely uneven distribution of the wealth and the lack of public construction was the main issue of Louisiana. Huey Long noticed this point and decided to devote himself into the politics to initiate a reform, or at least he persuaded people to believe in this way. One of Long's famous characteristic is his talented on rhetoric, strategy, and public speech. They can easily seize people's attention and faith. Despite of the loss of his first campaign in 1924, he won people's support with his rhetorical talent and aggressive leftist ideology in 1928 and became the governor of Louisiana. Huey Long did accomplish his platform in some ways. He carried out some policies to restrict those huge corporations, provided free books and money to schools that allowed kids from poor families to enjoy the benefit of education. And he also built the road and highway system across the villages in Louisiana. But on the other side, he organized a huge patronage circle to support to support him, both inside and outside the City Hall. Historian Jerry Sanson provided two examples to show how deeply control the Huey Long achieved in Louisiana. The first one is the state Senate had charged Huey Long on his impeachment but failed by the House of Representatives. The second one was Huey Long, there's one main critic on Huey Long's violation on state constitution, but Huey Long react like this: "I am the Constitution around here now." We can see how deeply Huey Long controlled the politics in Louisiana. Given the political tradition of supporting Democratic Party and the political ideology of benefiting ordinary people rather than the middle or high class, Huey Long decided to support Franklin D. Roosevelt during the presidential campaign in 1932. But after Roosevelt's victory, Huey Long noticed that there was no chance for him to join the circle of Franklin D. Roosevelt, or even become the core member of it. On the other side, the difference the different style between Huey Long and Roosevelt's political strategy create some tension among them. Roosevelt tended to follow the rule of Constitution, and he will negotiate with the Congress to fulfill his policies under any other pressure. While Huey Long tended to challenge the Constitution with his popular support, Huey Long started to criticize Roosevelt's New Deal policies and Democratic Party, which successfully attract people's attention. Noticing his radical aggressive leftist style could gain accountable support from the floating voters, Huey Long came up with a great plan, like attended the presidential campaign in 1936 as a third-party candidate. Huey Long's political ambition faded away after his sudden death in 1935 by assassination. However, his political patronage system in Louisiana remained powerful until 1970s, and the conflict between democracy and popularism that brought out by Huey Long's controversial characteristic is still widely debated in today's society. I believe that we can learn something from the short introduction of Huey Long. Thanks for listening.